The recount of Florida's razor-thin Senate and gubernatorial races is off to a bumpy start with some mishaps and litigation. Plus, President Trump joins international leaders to mark 100 years since World War I. And a wave of red, white, and blue flooded downtown Sarasota today to celebrate Sarasota's veterans. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 11.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Rebecca Fernandez. Topping our news, mandatory recounts have begun in Florida for the razor-thin Senate and governor's races. These races have been among the most closely watched in the nation. Both had lower than 0.5 percentage point margins, which in Florida automatically qualifies for an electronic recount. Democrats in both races have begun unwilling to concede. Victor Oquendo reports from Broward County.
The fight for Florida getting more heated by the day. Here at Broward County Election Headquarters, protesters swarmed the building Sunday as they have for days now. Florida's machine recount is underway. State law mandating a recount when races are within half a percentage point. The race for governor meeting that threshold, the Senate race even tighter. Governor Scott leading by just 12,500 votes. The governor saying Senator Nelson is trying to commit fraud to try and win this election, also calling Nelson a sore loser. President Trump weighing in as well, tweeting, trying to steal two big elections in Florida. We are watching closely. Meanwhile, Scott and the president have provided no evidence of fraud. Democrats are expressing their own concerns about Scott as the current governor being in the position to certify his own election. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer calling on Governor Scott to recuse himself immediately from any actions involving the Florida elections. In the governor's race, Democrat Andrew Gillum rescinding his election night concession, but Republican Ron DeSantis, who's leading by 33,000 votes, already looking ahead, saying that they have begun their transition efforts. On Sunday, Governor Scott filed lawsuits in Broward and Palm Beach counties, asking the voting machines be impounded while not in use to prevent what he has repeatedly called voter fraud. We have checked with state officials. Right now, there are no active investigations into voter fraud. His opponent, Senator Bill Nelson, says he is making false and panic claims. Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Broward County.
And the first of those three lawsuits filed by Governor Scott is against the Broward County Supervisor of Elections, Brenda Snipes. He says a certain number of ballots in the Senate contest between himself and Democratic Senator Bill Nelson were counted after yesterday's noon deadline. The other two lawsuits are against Snipes and the Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections, Susan Buckner, for the problems with the machine voting recount. But Senator Chuck Schumer says that Scott has a conflict of interest because he is a candidate and trying to interfere with elections as a governor.
Today I am calling on Governor Scott to recuse himself immediately from any actions involving the Florida election. Scott has a blatant conflict of interest. He's a candidate on the ballot, and at the same time he's governing what's fair to happen in the recount. That is a direct conflict of interest. The League of Women Voters has called for him to recuse himself. And in Georgia, the neighboring state, the Secretary of State recused himself because of the same type of conflict of interest.
All these lawsuits are also requiring both supervisors to preserve all ballots and records connected to this election. And here on the Suncoast, local elections officials are starting to recount the ballots for the Florida Governor, Agriculture Commissioner, and the U.S. Senate races. ABC 7's Erica Jackson has the details on the progress.
You cast your votes. Now machines are checking ballots a second time to make sure the numbers are accurate. All 67 Florida counties are putting the ballots received through a machine once again. They're confirming their results for 3 Florida races are accurate, since they only had a gap of less than 0.5% between candidates. They're setting aside any ballots that have over or under votes, which means the voter filled more than one oval on a paper ballot or left it blank. The Sarasota County Supervisor of Elections office started its machine recount process Sunday morning, and Manatee County started this afternoon. People are able to watch as Supervisor of Elections office staff recount the ballots.
We're just going to see a whole bunch of people looking at the ballots. It's not going to be as fun as 2000 where we had the hanging chads and whatnot.
We need every day and hour that we can at this point because we had more than 200,000 ballots cast in Sarasota County, so it's quite the undertaking to do this.
The results from the recount must be submitted to the state by Thursday afternoon. If the gap in any of those races falls within 0.25% after the machine recount, then the state will order a manual recount, where all of the ballots will have to be counted by hand. Back to you.
Thanks, Erica. Now a developing story out of Fort Lauderdale. A bomb squad was called to the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International tonight to inspect a suspicious package left outside of the terminal. The Broward Sheriff's Office says the airport has been deemed safe. The Miami Herald reported that the Sheriff's Office says the package was found just after 6:30 p.m. outside of Terminal 4. The Sheriff's Office and the department's bomb squad responded to the scene. Now let's go to Wendy Ross with a look at the First Alert weather forecast. Wendy?
And things have been very quiet tonight. We haven't had any problems that we've had to report. As a matter of fact, it's been a fairly quiet day with just a couple of showers now showing up on radar. But we did have the rain that moved over from the East Coast over to the West Coast during the latter part of the afternoon and early evening hours. And since then, we've been left with mostly fair skies across the area. And we're not expecting to see any rainfall developing throughout the overnight time period. But starting on Tuesday all the way through Thursday, things are going to be changing for us as that cold front that came through this weekend is going to come back at us as a warm front, and we're going to start to get the rain showers coming in during Tuesday through Thursday. So for tonight, we're going to be seeing the wind shifting around, coming in mostly out of the north and east, and we'll see a couple of clouds around, but we're not expecting any rain, and we're going to be warming up very nicely as well throughout the morning hours tomorrow. Right now, though, most of our temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s, and we're expecting them to get down to about 72 degrees for the overnight low. We've got mostly fair skies, and right now at the airport it's 75 degrees. It's high humidity, the wind's coming in out of the east at around 11 miles per hour, and our pressure is staying steady right now. So we'll let you know what's going on in the tropics. We're still talking about the tropics. We'll also let you know what's coming up in this week's forecast. That's all coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Wendy. Well, this morning, a house went up in flames in Sarasota County. The Sarasota County Fire Department responded to a call on North Conrad Avenue at around 11 a.m. this morning. They were able to put the fire out in less than an hour and said they believe it was caused from a working fire in the kitchen. The house was left in shambles, but thankfully, there were no injuries reported. And now to Manatee County, where the Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help to identify a suspect who allegedly stole from multiple cars. It happened in the Braden Oaks neighborhood early yesterday morning between 2 a.m. and 7 a.m. Police say this unknown man stole from 7 vehicles and took change, cash, and a set of keys. Anyone with any information can reach out to the Manatee County Sheriff's Office at 941-747-3011 or can call Crime Stoppers at 1-866-634-TIPS. Paris was the center of the world this weekend as dozens of global leaders, including President Trump, paid their respects to make the centennial anniversary of the end of World War I. ABC's Julia McFarlane has the latest from Paris.
Thousands of Parisians and tourists lined the Champs-Élysées in the rain to watch presidents, prime ministers and princes walk past to the tomb of the unknown soldier. But not President Trump, the president arriving at the ceremony separately by car amid heightened security. Followed soon after by Russian President Vladimir Putin, they managed a short meet and a handshake. The 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, the moment 100 years ago that marked the end of World War I.
Car le patriotisme.
The host, France's President Macron, delivering a veiled attack against Trump, warning that nationalism was not patriotism. It was a beautiful ceremony, the president tweeted, thanking Macron for his hospitality. After lunch, Trump gave a speech paying tribute to the fallen dead at an American cemetery in Paris.
During the final battle of the war, over 26,000 Americans lost their lives, and more than 95,000 were wounded. It was the single deadliest battle in United States history. Think of that. 26,000 Americans lost their lives in a battle.
Back home, Americans marking Veterans Day.
This weekend began with the president tweeting angrily that Macron had insulted the U.S. with his comments on military spending. Macron then appearing to criticize the president in his speech. Their once cozy friendship now appears to be on shaky grounds. Julia McFarlane, ABC News, Paris.
And downtown Sarasota was full of red, white, and blue this morning as they gathered the community together to celebrate Veterans Day. The annual parade took place from Osprey Avenue all the way to J.D. Hamill Park, where there was a ceremony held afterwards. Several agencies from Sarasota County, including the Color Guards from the Sarasota Police Department, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, and Sarasota County Fire Department, were featured in the parade. This year's event was in honor of Vietnam veterans and all female veterans, with the theme being all gave some gave all. And still to come here on ABC 7, California firefighters face a possible further spread of several huge fires and more damage as winds strengthen. Stay with us.
All across America, there are kids going hungry. It sounds crazy, but it's real. It's also a problem we're fixing. Kids who rely on school meals need help in the summer. That means neighborhood meal sites that are easy to get to and free for every kid. When you make breakfast part of a school day, a lot more kids get the chance to eat. These programs work. Over the past few years, 1/3 fewer children in the United States are facing hunger. Let's make No Kid Hungry a reality.
Since 1847, the Grand Hotel has earned a worldwide reputation for elegance and hospitality. Now the Grand has been transformed with reimagined rooms and suites and exceptional fine dining and meeting spaces. The spa is more luxurious, and championship golf will test your game, all overlooking beautiful Mobile Bay. The Grand Hotel Golf Resort and Spa. Timeless elegance transformed. For reservations, visit grand1847.com.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
Welcome back. Those wildfires raging through both ends of California are now the most destructive in that state's history. The death toll stands at 25 and is expected to rise. Yesterday's lighter winds gave firefighters a chance to finally gain a toehold, but as one official said, Mother Nature has turned her fan back on. ABC's Clayton Sandall reporting tonight from Los Angeles County.
In Northern California, the Camp Fire has grown even more deadly. At least 23 there losing their lives. That fire also scorching more than 100,000 acres, destroying thousands of homes and buildings.
There ain't nothing to go back to. We're basically homeless right now.
The town of Paradise left looking like a war zone. The local hospital now a pile of twisted steel and debris. A nurse there recalling her harrowing escape.
It was pitch black, and I reached my hand out in front of me, and there was a fire engine. I banged onto the side of the door, and 2 firemen came out, extinguished my pants, put me into their fire engine. This dozer came up and cleared a path for us.
Hundreds of miles down the coast, the massive Woolsey fire has exploded in size. More than 83,000 acres burned, multi-million-dollar homes ravaged.
The fires were so strong that it just took the house down.
Weather conditions for fires are ripe. Authorities worried about those strong Santa Ana winds expected to blow for days, pleading with residents to heed evacuation orders. As firefighters battling on the front lines find themselves at the center of a political maelstrom. President Trump tweeting this morning, with proper forest management, we can stop the devastation constantly going on in California. The president of the California Professional Firefighters Association pushing back, saying the president's message is ill-formed, ill-timed, and demeaning to those who are suffering, as well as the men and women on the front lines. Clayton Sandell, ABC News, Los Angeles County.
Meanwhile, the migrant caravan traveling to the U.S. southern border is now spread out across different parts of Mexico, but some of them are getting close to their final destination. The first group could reach Tijuana this afternoon. The Jalisco Attorney General's office says 520 migrants arrived in Guadalajara yesterday. 390 of them departed this morning on board 10 buses en route to Tijuana. Jalisco authorities are expecting another 1,200 migrants today. Now Wendy Ross joins us with First Alert weather.
And we are looking at some pretty nice weather for tonight. We had a beautiful day today.
Beautiful.
And a lot of people were outdoors enjoying it. It was a nice cool start.
Is it going to stay that way?
No, we're not going to stay that way at all. As a matter of fact, we're going to do an about face starting with late tonight and into tomorrow. We've got the warm front now that's going to be coming up from the south, and it'll be traveling northward. This was the cold front that came through on Saturday that we barely noticed, and it's going to be coming back at us as a warm front, and that means that showers are going to be taking place from Tuesday through Thursday. And what that also means is that cold weather behind this next cold front that's going to be coming in is going to be around next weekend. So that's something that we have to look forward to. If you like that cool fall-like feeling, it's going to be coming in earnest next weekend. But here's that warm front that's down to our south. It's draped down over the southern part of the state, and it's going to be moving on up towards the north. And the winds are going to be coming in from the south, and we're going to experience that by Monday night. When that happens, you're going to know that the frontal system has passed us by, and you'll also notice it because the rains are going to start to come in right behind. So what we've got is the winds coming in out of the east-northeast right now, but by Monday night, those winds are going to be coming in from the south, and that's going to be indicating that the warm front has already passed us by. Now, in the meantime, we've got another cold front that's going to be moving across the country, and that frontal system will be coming through here by Thursday night, and so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be absolutely beautiful. And today we had a couple of clouds, some showers along the east coast of Florida, and they started to make their way over to the west coast. Most of those showers really never made it here, but we had a couple of them that popped up over South Sarasota County, parts of Charlotte County, and those have dissipated since, and we're not expecting any rain for the overnight time period. Right now we've got temperatures in the mid-70s, and they're not going to go down that much more. We may get down to about 71 degrees, but that's going to be about it. And we've got mostly fair skies, some clouds out there, and right now, today, we had a high of 88 degrees. Yesterday, we had a high of 87 degrees. The difference between yesterday and today was a little bit drier today, so it felt a little more comfortable. Dew points were lower, and we're also looking at the average temperature reading, which is 61 and 80 degrees. Obviously, a very far cry from that for today, and we are looking temperature-wise for tonight, dropping down to about 71 degrees and then warming up very nicely once again tomorrow. It'll be 83 degrees by 11 o'clock, so keep that in mind. Now, as we head into the tropics, yes, we're still talking about the tropics, we've got a system out there that's an area of disturbed weather, tropical wave. It's moving towards the west-northwest. In 5 days, there's a 70% chance of it developing. In the next 2 days, there is a 30% chance of that happening. Keeping in mind, here's the system right here, you can see it on our satellite, but also keep in mind that cold front that's moving across the country is going to be coming on into the state of Florida. It pushes on out into the Atlantic. That system is going to get swept up into it and very likely is going to be carried off towards the North Atlantic and not be a problem for the state of Florida. So that's something that we're watching very closely right now, and you need to tune in every day just to make sure you're staying on top of things too. Winds are coming in out of the southeast for boaters, seas 2 to 3 feet. A light chop out on the bay and inland waters. And then tomorrow we're going to see our temperatures at 85 degrees. Partly cloudy skies will be around for Monday. And then remember that frontal system is getting closer to us, so we're going to start to see the rain showers developing. We've got a 40 to 70% chance of rain on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Temperatures still in the 80s. The cold front hasn't come through yet. Then it makes its way here. And on Thursday, this is going to be our transitional day, and you'll start to see that cold weather making its way here Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Temperature highs only in the low 70s. Overnight lows in the 50s. Rebecca, I'm smiling. I love this kind of weather. It's coming. It's coming. Just hold on. It'll be here.
Thank you, Wendy. I'm so excited for that. Well, 8 teams and 8 solo artists from around the world competed during the 9th Siesta Key Crystal Classic at Siesta Key Beach this weekend. The festival began Friday and consisted of 3-day quicksand competitions, free sand sculpting lessons, demos, and an amateur competition held today. Our own chief meteorologist Bob Harrigan was the MC at the event.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. You may have seen me when you walked in there, huh? Pointing like that. It was a great job by Brian Wigglesworth right there. How about this weather today? And yesterday, the day before, it's been really nice. I planned that. See, that's the reason why they had me come up here and talk. If it's really raining, I won't be here.
The festival will conclude on Monday at 3 p.m. with votes from the People's Choice Awards from the community. And also this weekend was the annual Key West Superboat International World Championships. The championships isn't just for racers, it's also a place for fans to get up close with the action and see these amazing powerboats firsthand. ABC 7's Jacqueline Matter was on a safety boat in front of Team Victory from the United Arab Emirates when it flipped this weekend. Both crew members were safe though after divers rescued them. And after the break, we'll have your winning lotto numbers. Stay with us.
It's year-end clearance time at every Gettle location. Over 3,000 new vehicles, over 1,000 used vehicles on clearance right now at Gettle.com. And Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Get credit help, fast cash for your car, and year-end clearance prices right now at a Gettle dealership near you. Gettle's got it. At Gettle.com.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework. It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Being empowered starts with getting informed, looking closer. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime. But many of us don't know there are different types of breast cancer with different characteristics. That was me. Learning about the specifics of my diagnosis gave me the confidence to make informed treatment decisions with my doctor. This meant everything to me and my family. So take another look. Ask another question. Learn more at notonetype.org.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
We just got news that the guitarist for Aerosmith remains in the hospital tonight. Joe Perry had trouble breathing after a guest performance during Billy Joel's show at Madison Square Garden last night. He was treated backstage before being taken to the hospital. A spokesperson says he's alert and responsive, but he had to cancel his plans to be at Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp today. Perry is expected to be back on the road later this month. Aerosmith is expected to play at the Amalie Arena in Tampa December 11th. And in entertainment news, the strong October box office is continuing into November, and one film in particular showed audiences seem to have December in mind. David Daniel has the weekend box office estimates.
The thriller The Girl in the Spider's Web debuted in 5th place, earning $8 million. The Nutcracker and the Four Realms dropped 2 spots to 4th place with $9.6 million.
Welcome to France.
The World War II pick Overlord opened in 3rd place, grossing $10.1 million on Veterans Day weekend.
Imagine thousands of people doing this in unison. Huh?
Bohemian Rhapsody lost the top spot, but made $30.9 million, hitting $100 million domestic in 10 days.
Yeah.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. The Grinch debuted at the top end of expectations, delivering $66 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Lots to see, lots to see, I'll tell you. And something for everybody, it appears.
Yeah, I'm still dying to see A Star is Born. I know it wasn't on the
you
week.
haven't seen that.
seen it
Okay,
yet.
well, that's something you'll definitely want to take a look
Definitely.
at. And you will be wanting to stay in the movie theater for much of this week coming up because the rain's going to be out there.
We'll have to do that. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with a family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
To be able to just get my son here and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
Monday at 9 on Suncoast View.
King Conference challenges us to change the way we view our lives, our work, and our world. I'm Linda Carson. On Suncoast View, we get a preview of next month's event of international thought leaders who offer breakthrough ideas. We meet the new maestro of the Venice Symphony, preview Folk Legends musical trio, and Spice and Tea Exchange are in the kitchen.
Monday at 9 on Suncoast View.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.